Hey, what's up, world? This is Michael Rayford, Word for Word. We're in Gremlin Studios, and I can say what's up, world, because this will be on the internet worldwide, right?
Right. Okay. Yes, sir.
So, we are talking to K.I.K and Saddiq, P.O.B.U.M Society. What's going on, brothers?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You want to shake my hand? You shake my hand all the time, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. You
okay.
Know, we got a camera, so you know.
Now, I want you to explain to me and everybody watching P.O.B.U.M Society. When did it start? What is it about? Talk to me about P.O.B.U.M Society.
P.O.B.U.M started like era 94, 95. We had a couple members. Jeff was one of the founding members, Jeff Burris. And we hooked up with Saddiq. And it was 9 of us. And we were just basically just a big family, loving hip hop, and just trying to do shows, like just trying to stay up on the right path and like not get involved with, you know, some of the street element and stuff like that. And so hip hop kind of saved us, and also we got introduced to like the knowledge itself through hip hop, reading books, Islam, the Bible, Christianity, African culture and stuff like that. And so
now I know P.O.B.U.M is an acronym.
Yeah.
So talk to me about what P.O.B.U.M stands for.
All right. The old name of P.O.B.U.M was Poor Oppressed Brothers Under Mental Stress. Actually, the name of the group is actually P.O.B.U.M Society. Okay. So it was Poor Oppressed Brothers Under Mental Stress living in a society of chaos. But
that's a hard way to live, man.
Yeah. So like we had to change that because, you know, like some of us started to take on that mentality. so you know, like we had to change that. So like the name was changed to Positive Outlooks Balances Universal Madness Strategically.
Now, how do you come up with P.O.B.U.M dealing with, I mean, literally living poor, and then taking on the mentality of, you know, the masses in the society who don't have the means, and you start living that type of lifestyle, and then you change it to positivity and balance.
Actually, the name was never about trying to live that lifestyle, but like it was just like looking at the masses of black people, and we were struggling, suffering in work and school and law and science, economics, and like, you know, like religion. You know, like we weren't really progressing like we should. Even, I mean, like even through music and the movies, black people are always, you know, I mean, we're in a movie for 5 seconds and stuff like that.
First one killed.
Right. And so like we just saw that, and so like we just took that acronym just to represent all of those. But there comes a time where like you have to change. Like in the Bible it says, "Come as you are," but you know you can't stay that way. Right. You got to change. So we changed it. Okay. And so, you know, society means Sisters of Conscious Intellect Educating the Youth. So it's P.O.B.U.M Society. Okay. And so like we try to stand up on the foundation and stuff. Like we're not perfect, you know, like we're not trying to preach to anybody, but like we try to stand and try to practice what we teach and stuff like that. Okay.
So you said there were 9 members initially?
Yeah. Then it was 13, then it came back to 9.
And I know life changes, life happens, things happen. So what happened to make that number reduce from 13 at one time to now 2? And see that, you know, enlighten everybody. Let us know what's going on. What happened to P.O.B.U.M Society where it went from, you know, 13 members strong, I'm assuming, to now 2.
We got DJ Nail still out there doing something, but my man, go ahead and take it.
P.O.B.U.M Society, I was actually the last member to actually come to the group, like as the main core of the 9. I came here from Arkansas. I'm originally from the Chicagoland area, but I moved down to Arkansas, came up this way. And what happened is that most of the members were young. Our objective was to get the youth and project them out there. Okay. That's what we wanted. We didn't want to be the ones, we don't want to be the Shaquille O'Neal on the court still walking around trying to do everything you did when you were 21. The object was to raise them up, give them a beacon that they can go to so that they can flourish out. And they can raise other MCs and do other good things in the community, be activists and be generally good people as they get older. What happened was people got older, hip hop changed. It went from having more moralistic views and partying and having a good time and family oriented to everybody's a solo artist now. Okay. And so when people start seeing that, of course, they want to become part of the trend. They want to be successful. They want to be out there. They see the videos. They see the money. They see the lifestyle. And that's what they got into it for. And when they started going that way, a lot of people chose to go that way. No harm, no foul. That's just how music is. It wavers so much. Everything is so fickle. Fans are so fickle. And that's how we lost most of our group, to that type of lifestyle. Or some people just got tired out and it wasn't in their system anymore, their soul. So they kind of was done with it. So I mean, some people still dabbling in it. We got Higher Art still out there doing stuff. Mans is still out there working. Who else we still got out there working right now?
C's.
Yeah, he's still DJing, doing his thing. DJ Nikhil is out there in Atlanta.
So they're not necessarily.
They just went to different avenues.
Went different avenues.
Just different avenues.
So what was it that kept K.I.K and Saddiq completely engulfed into P.O.B.U.M.S as it stands today?
He's engulfed in P.O.B.U.M.S. He keeps it going. He's the heartline for it. He when I went through my trials myself, I stopped. Period. I wasn't doing anything, and I've been doing music for a long time, and he just kept going with it. So then he would come back and pull me in, reel me in, know it's still in me, reel me in, and that's what keep me going, because he'll give me a call and say, hey, I'm still doing this, I'm still doing this. You want to do this? It's a shame that we haven't done this. It's a shame you haven't done that.
Right.
So he keeps it going. He's the lifeline for the group.
So you're the lifeline.
I guess so.
So what is it that keeps you? I mean, because music changes people, music changes, and at some point people give it up because they didn't get what they really wanted out of it. So what has it been for you to really keep you driven in this thing called music and in hip hop?
Probably like the love for the art form, the love for the craft, the love for writing, the love of being in the studio, the love with my friends, the camaraderie, and also like the condition of our people. This is one way we can reach our people. Like, we're not politicians, we're not preachers, we're not teachers up in the sense up in the classroom, but like, this is our classroom. And so like, we have peers out there, and we're not saying that our words can actually stop a person from doing what they are about to do, but our words can put some weight and pressure up in their mind, heart, and soul. And so just trying to drop a seed in there and just let them know. I mean, like, we know it's hard out here, but you know, things can get better and things will get better. You know, like, you just got to think up in a different direction. And so I guess it's just the love for like the people and like the love for the art, and like, we just keep trying to do what we can do. You know?
Have either of you, because we've had conversations before about the black culture and what hip hop is really supposed to be about and how it started, and then how it has changed, because it's really commercialized now, and a lot of the groups who really made hip hop what it is, they got older and they're not doing music anymore. Did you ever feel the urge to change the type of music that you make and what you stand for, because of the money, because of maybe getting into movies, because of all the things that will help you make money?
I think to say that you don't would be dishonest. You do. You think about it, because you're an artist and then you want to be successful. But at the end of the day, you still want to be you. I don't want to make a bunch of money and it's not me that earns it, because then I won't respect it. I want to be me at the end of the day. And a lot of people make the money and then they're not them, and then they're not happy. Or then the average lifespan of a hip hop artist is 3 years. So you spend 5 years trying to get 5 to 10 years, maybe spending 3 years in the industry that you're out of, and then you can't be you again. And now you're lost forever. So it's best to be you, and at the end of the day, that's what has to keep you grounded. If you do hip hop for the money, you lost already. You're lost already, because that means you'll never be you again. If you do hip hop for the love of it and you make money, that's even better. But if you never can be you and you make that money, it's not you that spend it, it's not you that earned it, so therefore you'll never be you and you'll never be happy. You've got to be you. And if you can make money being you doing that, so be it. Now, it is a business. So you want to make music not just for yourself, you want to make music people enjoy. Well, if music people enjoy was me pretending like I'm a vampire biting people in alleys, I'm certainly not going to make that music. Wrong career. So we have to, at the end of the day, start making proper decisions. I think that's what kept me grounded. I made a proper decision that I don't want to make certain types of music.
Now, how do you tell a record label who we know really drives this industry, because it's all about money, and we want you to sell records, we want your song on the radio because we want the masses to hear it? How do you voice that to a record label that, that's not my type of music and I'm not going to go that avenue because that's not me?
I mean, well, you don't. The problem with a lot of underground hip hop is we bitch and complain too much. We bitch about the radio's not playing it. We bitch about what Interscope is doing or what record companies doing. Stop bitching and complaining and stop begging white people to do something for you. If you don't like the record label, start your own. You can do that now. Like, you have the internet. There's kids in Australia picking up feeds from Ohio of a kid rapping up in his bedroom. So stop begging record companies and radio stations about what's not going on. Start doing it yourself. You be the change. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, it's 2013 and we got people, we got artists on TV that look like women and think and think it's okay to rap about guns, smoking,
who are you talking
baby
about?
mama.
When you say rappers on TV looking like women, who are you talking about?
You know, forget it. I'm just gonna be real. I'm not.
Be you, right?
Yeah, be you. All right. I'm not naming names, but hip hop has become feminized now. So like, it's all right for a man to look like a woman. It's all right for a man to wear his jeans tighter than a woman. It's all right for a man to wear makeup up in videos. It's all right for a man to kiss another man up on the mouth. It's all right for like a man to not take any responsibilities and brag about baby after baby after baby after baby.
All
brag
my
about
mamas.
Yeah. Brag about guns, dope, cocaine, disrespect women, black women, and feel like that's okay because record companies, they promote that and then they feed us garbage. And then we digest the garbage and then we produce more garbage. It's kind of like the Jerry Springer show. He makes money off of our ignorance.
Right.
Record companies, they do the same thing. So as an artist, look, everybody's trying to get signed. You don't have to get signed. You can make your own record label. You can make your own company. Like, you can do it all. So stop begging people to do for you what you could do for yourself.
Okay.
So I'm not worried about. Go ahead.
Just to add to what he said, I'm keep it brief. One of the biggest issues with that is that hip hop is an art form. Okay, every other art form protects its art form except for what we created. We don't protect. We let everybody in. That's the culture of hip hop. We take bits and pieces of whatever's out there and we put it into a mesh and we create something beautiful out of it that's never been seen. That's what used to happen in hip hop. Now hip hop has become mundane. So therefore everybody says, oh, I see this person, I'm going to emulate that person. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. So therefore choices have become limited. So record labels know that. They know Soulja Boy is only going to be as good as his last hit. So last time we heard Soulja Boy, he bought a plane he couldn't afford and probably now he's sleeping in it because he can't do nothing else.
Right.
So, you know, trying to keep the bank from getting it. So there's absolutely no way that you can survive trying to be the next big thing. So what he's saying is like we definitely need to start coming together and creating our own and stop putting money into these corporations' hands. And when they're done with you, they're done with you.
Right.
And you can't get back into this industry no matter how good you are unless they let you back in.
Now,
So,
we're talking about because of contract issues.
contract issues and just reputation issues, because if they make you, then
They can break you.
They can break you.
Right.
And if you make yourself, they can't break you.
Okay, that's understandable. So let's talk about, because Saddiq and K.I.K, you guys are still making music, still putting product out, and now you have a new project that you're working on called Grammar of the Godz. So let's talk about that a little bit. And I listened to a couple of those songs, and I know that you are definitely conscious about social issues of community, politics, and all these other issues that are really shattering our country, right? So talk about this project and what can we expect to hear from it?
Grammar of the Godz, it actually came from a part of a verse that I had in a song. And K.I.K figured it'd be a good idea to just go ahead and make a project out of it. I said, okay, why not? Grammar of the Godz is basically like this. As we spoke of, we're spiritual people. We're not just, you know, we cuss, we have problems like everybody else, but
right.
We're still our spiritual people. We do believe in the Creator. And the Godz resembles what's in Psalms 83. And it's like telling you about how you are gods on the earth. You're here to create. You build and you destroy. But the gift about that is that you always get a second chance. And when we speak to one another, that's our grammar. Hip-hop is our grammar. This is our way of building what we destroy. There's nothing wrong with tearing something down as long as you build it. In the African culture, they say, if you tear down one tree, you plant another tree.
Right.
You can't just keep tearing up things and not give nothing back. So this grammar that we've created, this hip-hop nation of which we created, this is our way of saying this is how we talk to you. God says, speak to the people in the language they can understand. People can't always understand parents. People can't always understand preachers. People can't always understand teachers. People can't understand what they say to themselves half the time,
right.
But they can understand music.
True.
Music is a universal language. We spoke earlier, I listen to all type of music. I can tell you about Barry Manilow and Elton John as well as I can tell you about Barry White and KRS-One. It's just music is universal. It's a language that speaks. So when we do our music, this is our grammar and Godz because we building off of this. We're little gods, but he gives us that mechanism in which we can create on a greater level and influence and inspire many people. And this is what we're doing. We're speaking to the people in a language they can understand, which is good music, which is missing right now in the world. There's a lot of bad music out there.
Okay, that was eloquently spoken. You want to add something to that?
Yeah, because the project basically he said it. My man said it. But you know, the project is us and like the lyrics and the beats, and it's like no hold bars. We're really trying to push the issue. It's kind of like you saw Gladiator before when they like come out of the dungeon and like they're up in the Coliseum. I mean, you're like, that's how we feel.
So you're chopping heads off and slicing.
Yeah.
Slicing and dicing.
Yeah, you know, pretty much. You know, up in the Bible, it says to the extent that God breathed into man. Up in the Holy Quran, it says God gave his essence into man or blew his essence into man. So, like, that's what we're trying to do to this art form. We're trying to breathe our essence into it and you know, like, trying to raise the next generation right. Because in Aurora, we're like elder spokesmen of the hip-hop community in Aurora. Okay. Because, like, we was around when, like, K.I.K production, right, they were doing their things, and, like, they were our elders, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, like, we just try to pass it on to, like, the next generation. Okay.
And I know when I listen to some of the songs, I hear Brand Nubian, Tribe Called Quest. You know, who are some of the people or some of the artists or groups from the late 70s, the mid 80s, the late 80s, the early 90s who have influenced you guys to continue this art form that you do?
With me, it's I love a lot of hip hop artists, but to be honest with you, I hated rap when I first heard it. I thought it was just the most aggravating thing on the planet. Shut up.
And if you listen to radio right now, that's a lot of what you're gonna say, because you keep hearing the same thing over, and it's the same formula.
There was a difference though, because the reason why I disliked it, because I was too busy listening to WLS and 101 and B96 and, you know, BMX back in the day. Right. But the thing was, the difference, what made me flipped and turned over to hip hop was like, wait a minute, this is different. It has a different group, and it was so many different. It started to be, so it went from Curtis Blow, Bambaataa and Curtis Blow and LL and Run DMC and all. It went from that to start getting into Rakim and Ice-T, PMD. It's like so many varieties. Now it's like you eating the same shredded wheat every day. And and it's getting monotonous. But it was like such a variety. I started to turn over into it. But like some of the people that I admired the most, like when I listened to them, this is gonna sound crazy, but some people when I listened to them, it got me to go do what I do. Used to be Kool Moe Dee, Ice-T,
Wild Wild West,
Rakim, KRS-One from Boogie Down Productions. That's my favorite MC. Right. I would listen to them and get instantly charged up. But for inspiration, I actually listened to Aretha Franklin and Anita Baker. But for hip hop, like I wanted to just, because I can't listen to rap and write rap. But when I listen to hip hop like that, it used to just get me charged up. Like I'm like, man, this is what I want to do forever. Okay. And, those are artists that influenced me the most.
I guess the artists that influenced me, probably Gangstar, because they had the
Rest
DJ,
in peace.
Gangstar, Rest in Peace, the Guru, Gangstar, EPMD, Rakim, Brand Nubian, Jedi Mind Tricks, groups like that, you know, because they weren't preaching, they were teaching. But at the same time, they had skills on the mic. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like they could battle an MC and, you know, like at the same time talk about the injustice up in the government. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Put it up in the same rhyme. So like they kind of got me.
He was remiss in PE, public.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
of course.
I think they kind of coined the phrase or started the phrase, you know, the angry black man, because especially when I listen to it, you get charged and you get awakened to what's really going on. And I think that's a lot of times when we start talking about a lot of these issues, we do get a little charged. And PE would definitely put you on your toes, where it's like, you know, it's time for me to go out and do something about these issues. Right. And as we know, that is like a stigma now in this country, is being an angry black man. And a lot of that is where that comes from. So let's talk about, because I know that you guys are getting ready to do some other things to promote this album. Right. So why don't you talk about that for me?
We have a record release party March 23rd at Kiss the Sky in Batavia. Okay. At maybe 8 or 9 o'clock. So we're gonna have merchandise there. I think the Highest Low is coming through. Like they're gonna perform. They're a group from Aurora. It's us, P.O.B.U.M.S. We got the rec center. Like they're coming through to show like support. So basically we got that, and like we're gonna try to shoot a video like before then, and also. But basically that's it. Like we're just trying to get the word out push the product out and just make sure it's a good product. And like we got producers, we got Snooze, Stalin, and DJ Nikhil on it and stuff like that. So like I think the project, I know the project is gonna be good because it's like no holds bars. It's just can't even put it into words. It's just.
I mean, I'm excited about it myself because I'm always down for supporting, you know, local artists and doing whatever I can. But before I let you guys go, I want to throw a couple phrases to you because when I was doing a little research and the question I asked was, you know, what do you think is wrong with hip hop if there's anything wrong with it?
Right.
Some people may say there's nothing wrong with it because it's allowing individuals to feed their families and live a better life. But at the same time, you know, we've talked about some things what we think not necessarily wrong with, but how it has changed as an art form. So I'm gonna throw a couple phrases out to you, and I just want you to respond to it, and just, you know, let me know what you think. So, what do you think about individuals who are, and I know that you touched on this earlier, but what do you think about those who get into rap for the fame and for the money?
I think they won't last long. I mean, that's not what this industry is about. The industry is about making themselves money because it's run by corporations now. It's not run by the artists anymore.
Okay.
Same
thing? Okay. What about redundant rap topics? Money, women, cars, houses.
I kind of see it like this. Some rappers, they're reaching 40 plus, and in your vocabulary, the only thing you can rap about, your vocabulary doesn't expand beyond the rims of your car or like beyond some cocaine or like beyond a naked broad up in the video. So you have digressed, you know what I'm saying? So I think, yeah, it's basically it. You just digress and now you're just there because you have nothing else to talk about because you did it for the money and now you're surrounded by money and like that's all you can see. Okay. So your focal point is just money, cars, and like that's all you ever rap about.
Okay.
6 albums and it's all the same.
All right. How do you think radio has affected hip hop?
Tremendously, because it gives the false sensation of that idea we just spoke about the fame and fortune. And then it also becomes your second question, the redundancy, because the radio stations play the same 10 songs every hour.
Right.
So even if it was one artist, this goes back to what I spoke about earlier, the varieties of artists. If you have one artist talking about nothing but women and drugs and money, you can take it. We've always had a Scarface or a Too Short around us. That's not nothing. That's not anything new. We're not blind to that. Hell, we even had a Luke. But we're not talking. It's the subject matters have always been there. But when you hear that, that's all you hear every day. And then the last artist sounds like the next artist, and there's no variance in sound except for this beat is just a little bit different. And they all sound the same. There's no variety. That redundancy kicks in, and the radio just promotes it. Tone it up, and it becomes monotonous to where people who normally even like that sound get tired of it.
Okay, all right. So lastly, before we close out, why don't you? And I know you're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Do you want to give any of your addresses so people can follow you? Do you want to give shouts out? But talk to the people and let them know what's going on, how to get in touch with you, those type of things.
All right, peace this out. March 23rd, record release party at Kiss the Sky. P.O.B.U.M.S Grammar of the Godz project is coming out. You can find me on Facebook. Just type in Brandy Gilliam or type in POBUMS Society or type in K.I.K. Also at POBUMS Society at Yahoo, you can find us there. Also on SoundCloud, you can find us at P.O.B.U.M Society or K.I.K. And also on SoundCloud, the Grammar of the Godz is also on SoundCloud. So like y'all can peep the music before it comes out. And also one more thing, the artwork is being done by my girl Gigi. She lives in Springfield and she's a tight artist. So like the cover is gonna be really dope. And man, right here.
All I'm gonna say is keep an open mind. Come check out the project. Give us feedback, honest feedback. Also, remember this. Music is universal. I don't care what kind of music you do. Just be true to the music that you're doing. Just like we're going to be true to the music that we're doing. To all the Pac-ologists and whatever ologists of artists that you may love, remember, you love them not because of their music. You love them because of their sincerity. And that's what we're going to give you, some sincere, true, real, raw, edged out hip-hop. Come check it out March 23rd. You ain't never going to forget it.
All right, that is Saddiq, K.I.K, P.O.B.U.M Society, Grammar of the Godz, Michael Rayford, word for word. Peace out.
PO.B.U.M, son, what?
It's my life to stone hell with fame and glory. How the fuck you sell records off of my life story? You ain't thug, ain't killer, ain't for real. Fabricating fantasies for mass appeal. You don't pack and steal, you just a faggot in the heat. Swear to God, you never did dirt in these streets. Oh, please forgive us as we forgive those who trespass when the heat blows.
Mic legislation, abbreviation throughout the stations. Edited indications, but overpowered across the nations. Dumbed down by corporations and miseducation. Because of hip-hop, we rock mics till it all burns the pagans. The pages in my notebook reflect my stability. My freestyle off the top of the dome respect my agility. My delivery and my tone reflects my hostility. You'll never want to fuck around me, God, you ain't got the capability. My hands better give the glyphs left, blossom areas. Never mind whatever happened to them niggas, that's why I buried them. I'm eating up MCs like I was a deranged vegetarian. I'm the reason why scientists search for the stars and just stare at them. Who you gonna compare with them? The Godz so ill. Whenever I spit, it's like a freeze frame and time stands still. Remember how the Godz do one verse with half a mil. Niggas ain't got the skill. Instead they popping pills to get their game up. Fuck being brothers, you can get your bitch ass caned up.
No time for bullshit, this is all we got. Fundamental warfare so the block stay hot.